to be unveiling a new segment for you guys. So instead of recapping so much from last week's, by the time you hear this on Friday or Saturday, you're ready for the next week. We're going to do a very small segment to recap last week. It's called the Time It Takes Tom Brady to Come Back on Your Team NFL Recap segment.
It's actually the whole thing. Whole thing. That was perfect. It's all one word.
Did all that in one breath. So, since Tom Brady didn't have to make a comeback last week, we go back to week 1 when he had to make a comeback on Dallas. So, each of us will have 1 minute and 24 seconds to recap either on a game or instance or a couple things you want to tag together. But once your minute 24 is up, you are done. You don't get to comment anymore. You can't go over. That's it. This is not a discussion-based segment. It is a one-hitter, and that's all we got time for. And we're going to move on to future games, all right?
I've got a timer set up and ready to go. So.
I got one pulled up on the screen for us.
Oh, you got one too?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Brooks, we're going to let you kick it off. Right. Go Brooks, Arlie, and then myself on this one. So, Arlie's got us a timer. All right. So 3, 2, 1, Brooks.
All right. I'm going to talk about fantasy football because that's my first love in the NFL. I'm going to talk about my disappointing player of week 2, and that's Josh Allen. Josh Allen has been pretty average so far this year, struggled against the Steelers, and despite the Bills destroying the Dolphins, he didn't have that great of a game. So he's a player that I drafted thinking I was going to get last year's guy. Hasn't been there. Surprise player so far, Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp, killing it so far this year. He had 2 TDs, 160 receiving yards last week. A guy that I got for kind of cheap in an auction draft. And so he is awesome. I love Cooper Kupp. He's got a good connection with Matthew Stafford. I'm loving it so far. And then guy that I hate playing in fantasy for this week, Aaron Jones. Freaking Aaron Jones. I had a 20-point lead going into the Monday night game, and freaking Aaron Jones drops like 50 points on me. I end up losing by almost 30 points. So fuck you, Aaron Jones, because every year I play this dude, I swear he goes off. I don't know how much time I have left.
15
seconds.
15 seconds? Okay.
10.
So Aaron Jones, it pisses me off. And then honorable mention, Travis Kelce. He always goes off on me too. But luckily, I had enough points to withstand it and beat him this week. That's your fantasy update from Bruce Barrett.
3, 2, 1, Arlie.
So mine is going to be going out to Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers. I'm still unsold on him. It was against, no, I know Brooks, I'm sorry, but it was just against the Detroit Lions, and it still didn't feel solidifying that Aaron Rodgers is back to play this year. He has a matchup against the 49ers coming up, so we'll actually kind of get to see if it's going to be the real deal or not this year, or if this is just going to be kind of a wash year for Aaron while he waits to get traded to another city. The other part that I'm looking forward to right now is the Patriots having a shot at winning this division. With Tua being knocked out and the Jets being your other competition, all you really need to be able to do is beat the Bills. And so with Josh Allen struggling, my prediction for the Patriots possibly coming out on top or having a good season here, definitely starting to come a little bit more true because those Dolphins are looking really, really rough right now. And the only other thing that I might have is just I did kind of touch a little bit of base on it a little bit earlier on, which is the Las Vegas Raiders not being complete shit. I said that they were going to be a 500 team, and I said that they were going to win one more game than last year and that they've been winning one game more each year, but they're starting off pretty decent, and they're winning their division right now over the Broncos. So definitely got to give them their props, their shout-out, and I think that they're going to be exciting to watch over the next couple of weeks to see if they're the real deal or not.
2, 1, go. All right. I want to give a little PSA to all the NFL fans. I want you guys to be better fans when you're watching football games and then talking and tweeting about them. Don't call bad games good games just because they were entertaining at the very end. Right?
Okay.
I've seen 2 instances of this in the last week when we had a Monday night football game with the football team and the Giants. That game was a big poopy game. And then just because the last 6 minutes was entertaining, everybody's like, oh, what a good game. No, it wasn't. That was a crap game.
Yep.
And then the Ravens and Raiders game the other night, also a crap game. Like that week 1 game was crap. Me and Brooks were texting each other during it. It was crap. And then just because the last 5-6 minutes or half of the fourth quarter was good, everybody's like, oh, what a good game. No, it wasn't. It was horrible. You had Lamar Jackson and Derek Carr both airmailing passes to nobody. And it was just crap for 3.5 quarters, but the ending was entertaining. So when you're watching games, be more aware of what that whole game was. Is it a good game entire, or was just the last of it entertaining? You had an entertaining bad game. That's okay, but make sure you know the difference.
You got 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2.
We already scored.
1. And time. All right. And you got to say the whole thing again. What was the name of the segment?
And that is our time it takes Tom Brady to come back on your NFL team recap.
Woo!
Catch y'all at the next tailgate.